Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to appreciate you so much because of great support. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Now, I have a video here of Bonny Khalwale during his argument, of course, in the Senate, Parliament, and I realized that the argument of Bonny Khalwale was pure exposing William Ruto unknowingly. He came out, of course, slamming these so-called nominated senators, including Gloria, including Nyamu. But again, it is only ending with those two personalities. Gloria, the other day, during the parliament session, Gloria ventured, of course, let me say, she was spotted when her trouser was having a sign of like a blood stain in a, of course, on her trouser. That issue brought the Senate House on a standstill, where Bonny Khalwale, in this video that I want you to watch, he came out exposing these so-called nominated senators, na utoto mwingi, towards so-called representing the people, or rather representation in the House. And during that argument of Bonny Khalwale, he came out exposing William Ruto unknowingly. So I want you to watch the video, of course, of Bonny Khalwale. Then you will realize, be keen, then you will realize that he came to expose William Ruto when it comes to the nomination that he rendered to people like Gloria, Esther Nyamu, and others that were incompetent when it comes to holding a public office. So watch that video, then we continue.
Is what has transpired this afternoon. Mr. Speaker, I beg you, you're my younger brother, and I've worked with you for many years. Do not allow this Senate to be defined by the immaturity and excitement of just a few potatoes. Mr. Speaker, I saw you pained on how you would speak to the issue of menstruation that was being canvassed on the floor of the House. It should never happen again. We know that our girls are suffering because of the challenges of poverty due to menstruation. But at the same time, Mr. Speaker, we also have Kenyans who are suffering because they don't have toilets. So are you going to expect a male senator to come here having defecated on himself, walking on stool, to show that people don't have toilets at home? Would you tolerate him? You cannot. And let me tell some of these young senators, we will not allow you. We are not going to be demeaned collectively. We'll call you out. Mr. Speaker, I recall, and that time you were with me in the National Assembly. A young member of Parliament came very excited to the House one afternoon. You were there, I was there. In tatters. He came with rags of clothes looking like a chokora. The sergeant at arms tried to throw him out. The guy struggled. He was playing to the gallery in the streets here that they will say, we have elected an MP who goes to the House in rags like us and therefore is representing us. He did it. He was thrown out the way you have thrown out Senator Gloria. And that member of Parliament, whose name I wouldn't wish to mention here, has tried to win an election in Nairobi. He has even changed constituencies. The voters who he thought he was representing and impressing have said no. If Gloria wants to begin a career in politics, she will have to do it differently. And I appeal this to all of us. I look at a mama, Senator Mama, like Kavindu, that what must have been going through her mind when she saw her own daughter doing what she was doing. We shouldn't allow that collective embarrassment to colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I am glad that in the National Assembly, you have a strong legal mind. And in this house, you are equally as strong legal minds. Let these two houses converge so that where the National Assembly is right, we support. We don't fight them simply because we want to be seen to be the upper house. A lower house can have an upper idea, and an upper house can have an inferior idea. The reason will not be because the house is called lower and the other one is called upper. It is because if the members of parliament in the upper house have inferior ideas, the inferior ideas will define the upper house, and there's no way it will outshine the lower house. If the intention is to picket, there is room for picketing. If she had asked me, Mr. Speaker, I would have helped her how to picket on the same thing. I got her in the corridors. I'm a doctor of medicine. I pulled her to Senator Dulo's office that please change. She told me, no, I'm going to show them. If she wanted to picket, Mr. Speaker, she would have bought a ribbon. Very well designed. And the ribbon she would have won. I would have won one ribbon for her. Several of us would have won to send a message to our children that we care. The ribbon would have been written on, support the poor children who have challenges during menstruation. People must behave with decorum. If they are not prepared, let them resign and go away. And I can assure the Secretary General of UDA, as your chief whip, oh, she's around, thank you, madam. As your chief whip, I will insist that you direct me and I help you. I direct you, you help the president, you help the deputy president to cease this embarrassment so that people we nominated must know that we sweated for those positions that afforded them a chance to be nominated. I support.
Senator Dulo.
Now, I think when you watch that video, the argument was about Gloria, who came, of course, with a blood, of course, stain on her trouser. And this was like Gloria came out to represent, of course, whatever girl child is passing through outside there. Bonny Khalwale came out also giving example. What if those who don't have toilets? Now, is there any possibility of a member of Senate coming out kujipaka hizo of course stools na tembe nayo kwa parliament? Will it be now called representation or something that is about mockery? Another thing, he said that in the last parliament, he was in the National Assembly, not even National Assembly, the last parliament in Senate, they were together with Moses Wetangula. He said that there was a certain member of parliament who came wearing rags in a way of representing hustlers. This was just a mockery that you are representing people, but in real sense, there are things beyond that. So Bonny Khalwale has come out to realize that there are certain individuals that were nominated that were just wasting the public office. And even when it comes to the representation of the House, they don't know how to do it. And in fact, when you look at even their argument, is not relaying or having the motive, the reason why they were nominated. So it concludes that this government and the regime of William Ruto is literally having a bigger percentage of people who are incompetent, including those who have been nominated in Senate and those who have been nominated in National Assembly, those who have been appointed as cabinet ministers, those who have been given jobs across the board when it comes to the parastatal sector or those kind of things. There are things that is going to bring down this government of William Ruto in a way that upon his realization, he will realize that even in National Assembly, he nominated, let us leave alone, alone these people who have been elected. People can elect those who are even to represent them in the parliament is bigger problem. But again, people have come out to elect those who maybe they were attracted to the people because of their money. Then William Ruto again has come out to add the nomination to people who are incompetence, and even when it comes to the operation of the house, they don't know. So the problem with this 13th parliament is that the majority are new members of parliament, and even operation of the house, be it in National Assembly and Senate Assembly, they don't understand. And that is why this 13th parliament is having a big problem, even despite of conducting induction to these new members of parliament, because it is true, these houses is having a bigger percentage of some of new members of parliament that were elected. But when it comes to the operation of the house, they don't understand. So it is a big problem, again, in the government of William Ruto. Bonny Khalwale coming out exposing him unknowingly. So I think you have watched that the video, and also you have listened to whatever, of course, have come out to criticize that video. Maybe I don't know your opinion. That is my opinion. Maybe you can give your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, I want to appreciate you so much because of great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye. Till we meet on another video.